Hello everyone, today we will talk about
The ancients once said, "We are what we eat." But those words through the years have been reduced to an empty slogan, a plaque hanging in the dining room of the hurried. We have forgotten that food is not only what helps us survive but also an experience, a ritual, a symphony of the senses, a thread connecting human beings with life itself. Modern people eat to live, but few still know how to live to eat. Not in the sense of indulgence, but in the sense of cherishing every breath, every grain of rice, every drop of water passing the tongue. In the West, people once regarded a meal as a sacred encounter. The farmer stopped after a long day, sat by the old wooden table, held a fragrant loaf of toasted bread and a cup of red wine, his eyes gazing toward the horizon glowing with sunset fire. In that moment he did not eat only to fill his stomach. He ate to feel his own labor, to thank heaven and earth for giving birth to the grain, to listen to the whisper of life in every bite of bread. But people today, in the age of speed, have lost that ability. We eat in the sound of notification bells, in the clatter of keyboards, in the blue light of screens. We no longer taste the natural sweetness of the apple, the light bitterness of coffee, the salt of labor's sweat. We only know how to swallow hastily, as if refueling a machine that must keep running endlessly. We forget that we are human, not engines. Food in its nature has never been merely fuel. It is the message of nature sent to mankind. The way earth, water, wind, and fire together speak of life. Each grain of rice contains within it the sunlight. Each drop of honey is the crystallization of 1,000 flowers. When we eat, we are receiving a part of the universe into our bodies. Yet we treat food as a lifeless commodity. Fast, cheap, convenient. We eat to work, not work to eat in peace. We have let speed kill flavor, let profit strangle delicacy. The dining table of modern times is a battlefield of advertising, of dieting programs, of trends like clean eating, dieting, fast eating, all of which make us forget the core truth. Eating is to live fully, not to compete. When we eat without feeling, we lose the connection with our own bodies. We no longer know when we are truly hungry, when we are full, when our bodies need nourishment or cleansing. Our body becomes an abandoned land, where the mind no longer listens to the voice of nature, and from there sickness, fatigue, and anxiety arise, not only because we eat wrongly, but because we eat unconsciously. Imagine again a meal. No phone, no noise, only you and the food before you. The warmth of the soup spreads through your hands. The gentle aroma of vegetables recalls the field. When you chew slowly, you hear the rhythmic sound of teeth touching food. You feel the sweetness spreading gradually in your mouth. That is not merely an act of eating. That is a conversation with life. Each bite is a word of thanks. Each breath is an acknowledgement that you are here, alive and being nourished. The Westerners of old understood this when they established the ritual of blessing the meal before eating. They did not pray for fullness, but gave thanks for existing in that very moment. And we today, among convenience stores lit all night, do we still feel grateful for a simple bowl of rice? Do we still recognize the hands that sowed the seed, the wind that blew, the rain that watered, the sun that dried every grain of rice? Or do we only see a meal delivered to our door and paid for by card? When we no longer feel, we no longer appreciate. When we no longer appreciate, we begin to waste. And when we waste, we move away from the natural cycle, the cycle that has nourished humanity for thousands of years. Cuisine at its deepest level is culture. The way a person eats reflects the way they live. One who knows how to eat slowly knows how to live slowly. One who knows how to savor flavor knows how to cherish the present. One who turns a meal into an experience is one who understands that life is not measured by time, but by the quality of each moment. In the West, the philosopher Epicurus once said, "True pleasure does not lie in excessive satisfaction, but in the ability to enjoy the simple." A slice of bread, a bit of cheese, a sip of wine, if we truly feel it. It can be a feast for the soul, but if we eat amidst distraction, even delicacies become tasteless. Because true flavor does not lie in food, but in the consciousness of the eater. When we face food with a quiet mind, we perceive the life within it. When we face it with haste, we see only lifeless matter. Food, after all, is a metaphor for life. If we eat hastily, we also live hastily. If we know how to savor, we know how to be happy. Life does not require us to have much, but only asks that we appreciate what we already have. A simple meal, if eaten with gratitude, tastes better than thousands of luxurious dishes eaten without feeling. We need to relearn the art of eating, not through cookbooks, but by returning to our own sensations. Let every meal become a lesson in presence. When we eat, just eat. When we taste, truly taste. When we chew, let the mind follow the transformation of flavor. That is how we restore the sacred connection between body, mind, and nature. That is how a civilization relearns how to be human. For if we no longer know how to eat, how can we know how to live? If we do not know how to taste flavor, how can we know how to taste happiness? Food nourishes not only the body, but also the soul. It teaches us patience as we wait for the dish to cook. It teaches us gratitude as we think of the one who cooked. It teaches us sharing as we sit together at the same table. And above all, it teaches us this: life, though short, is worth living if we feel it with all our senses. There are people who travel the world seeking joy, while joy can begin from a simple breakfast, a warm loaf of bread and a steaming cup of coffee. There are people who chase success, forgetting that happiness truly lies in the ability to stop and enjoy a bite in silence. No philosophy is greater than the philosophy of one who knows how to eat, one who understands that food is the bridge between humans and the world. When we eat, we become part of the universe. When we are grateful for a meal, we are grateful for life. And when we live fully in each meal, we live fully in our own life. Therefore, do not eat merely to live. Eat to feel, to love, to connect. Let food become an experience, where taste, smell, touch, and soul harmonize in the symphony of existence. Then we will realize that every meal is a miracle, every flavor a message, and every moment at the table a hymn of gratitude. Food is an experience, not fuel. It is how life whispers to us: slow down, feel, live. And when we hear that whisper, we will never eat the same again, nor live the same again.
Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to support me.